it's so cold. I had to go grab a blanket, a hoodie, and turn up the heat. But I wanted to chat with you. Let's move you so you have light. I want to chat about when you're feeling, where are we at? What's happening? Here we go. Okay, when you're feeling really like kind of overwhelmed or just kind of meh, I want to remind you, I want to be a bug in your ear, that you're literally just one decision away from the thing that could take you on a fresh path, help you find your spark and excitement, and ultimately transform your life. And that sounds really dramatic, but it's so true. And I've experienced it time and time again with a personal development book, or recommitting to my nutrition, or just finding a workout that actually is in alignment with where I'm at. And we all go through different seasons. It's normal to kind of go up and down and feel really good and then feel kind of uncomfortable. I think most of us, that is a real life journey. So if that's where you're at, and you're feeling really discouraged or very meh, I totally get it. That's where I have been living the last like 3-4 weeks. And yesterday I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna unlock XB. Like we have so many options on BOD, and none of them sounded good. They all seemed like they were beyond the scope of what my body could actually do right now. And I wanted to do something that was kind of like PiYo, if you've ever done PiYo, low impact body weight, but really focuses on core strength. And so I settled on XB and I unlocked it yesterday, and I started it yesterday afternoon, which if you've been here a while, you know how I feel about working out any time of the day other than afternoon, but it just felt right. And I felt like I could breathe again. Some of you will totally understand what I mean by that. Like if you have been on this journey for a while, or you once upon a time in your past, like you were really into fitness and you just you know what it feels like to feel good and strong, and then you kind of get out of that. And I think that I had to get miserable. And it wasn't like hating my life. I wasn't hating my body. It's not like my body had really even changed, but I just felt uncomfortable. I felt uncomfortable and I felt restless and I felt kind of sad and meh. And so I needed to hit that place. So if you are in that place, I want you to know that that's actually an okay place to be, as long as you do the next right thing. You make a decision to kind of move yourself out of it. So if you're sitting in this place of everything is hard and I can never do this, well, then you need to knock that shit right off. And you need to do some personal development, and you need to force yourself to move your body, even if it's for 5 minutes, in a way that feels good. Yoga, dance, stretch, I don't care. Something that feels good. Go for a walk. Put your hand on a tree, okay? But you have to change your physical state sometimes in order to change your physical state. Like you have to actually do something different. So who am I talking to? I don't know who needs to hear this today, but if you have been really start-stoppy or you've been really overthinking it, you just need to do the next right thing. Whatever that is, if that's Yoga with Adriene over on YouTube, if that's picking up DVDs you've had underneath your entertainment center, great. If it's picking up your remote control and turning on BOD and actually experimenting with some of the different workouts, do it. If you are so far off track that you don't know what to do and you're living in this place of it's just too hard, it is hard. But if you change the way you think about it, that this isn't something you're doing for vanity, and instead you start to think of it as this is what you're doing for your mental and physical hygiene, it kind of takes on a whole different feeling. So the moral of this whole video is just trust the process and trust yourself. Be okay stopping and beginning something new. Be okay changing your opinion. Be okay changing your mind. Be okay making a pivot and being more intuitive. Maybe you don't need a hardcore workout right now. Maybe in the past you've done all the really hardcore things, but that's not what you need right now. There's nothing wrong with that. Wherever you're at is where you need to be. But take the next step. Do the next thing, okay? So that you can collect your wins and you can be super proud of where you're at. I wasn't feeling very proud of where I was at. I was still showing up to my journey. I was still holding space. I was still, for the most part, popping in here, but I just felt flat. And I needed to feel flat for a bit to kind of recalibrate and figure out what I needed. And here we are. And literally nothing has changed. The scale hasn't changed. My body hasn't changed. I've done 2 workouts, but I feel more like me again. Okay, so there's hope no matter where you're at. You're not alone. You don't have to do this alone. So plug into Zoom, reach out to your coach. If that's not me, reach out to whoever invited you to this group and say, I need accountability. I want to do this with you. It doesn't need to look like anyone else's. You don't have to do the same program. You don't have to become carbon copies. But having accountability is such a valuable freaking bonus. And I know from personal experience that it's a total game changer. Okay? I shared an old transformation photo just a little while ago because this reminds me so much of Payo. And Marshall drove to Wolf Point. He drove 45 minutes to Wolf Point. There's an Albertsons there, and he says he looks like it's the Soviet Union. There's no produce. That's okay. Let's focus. What was I saying? Photos. So this program, I kept kind of being drawn to XV, but I'm going to be honest, I didn't want to pay extra money. I was like, I don't want to unlock another program. What if I don't like it? I feel like we have these sample workouts whenever we get a new program, but it's such a mashup that sometimes it's hard to gauge what is that workout actually going to be. Like they've just done 40 freaking things. It feels kind of schizophrenic. Like I don't know what that will feel like, but I unlocked it. I really like it. It reminds me of Payo. And there's not this like annoying sunshine crap that there is in some of the other programs. It can get on my nerves. Okay, she's gone on a tangent. Let's focus, Sarah. So anyway, I came back in here because I was like, once upon a time, I shared my Payo transformation. Take your freaking photos. If you haven't taken photos lately, this is your nudge to do that, okay? Just take some photos. I always put my phone in video mode and on like selfie, like I pop it around. So I'm looking at myself making a video, and then I will stand back and I will take some pictures. And you know what? If you don't want to take pictures in tight shorts and a sports bra, then don't. But take photos so you can actually see what you look like in all the phases of your journey, because you're not a before and after. You're not. You're a then and now. And this journey, it's going to ebb and flow, and your body is going to change as you go through life. And I just think that it's never good enough. We're so hard on ourselves. We're so critical. So you have to force yourself to do the thing you don't want to do, which is the photos sometimes, and squirrel them away. You don't have to save them. You don't have to show them to anyone. I want you to save them. You don't have to show them to anyone, but sometimes it feels so slow and we don't actually see the things happening because we look at ourselves every single day. But then you can pull that up and be like, wow, look at me. Look how much stronger I am. Look at how much heavier I can lift. Like all these things add up to your epic, most personal, amazing transformation. Okay, so this week has been kind of a loss. I haven't done much messaging of you guys. We haven't had any of our afternoon Zooms or meetups. I'm just kind of limping along in my life. I hope that you are doing better, but if you have been limping along and feeling kind of off kilter, you don't have to wait for a Monday. You don't have to wait for a fresh group. You don't have to wait for a new month. You don't have to wait for anything outside of yourself to start fresh. You can just say, where I'm at right now doesn't feel good, or it's not serving me, or I know I can do better, or I owe myself to pick back up whatever that promise was. If you were doing 90-day agreement, y'all gotten real quiet. That's okay. I've been quiet too. I haven't been doing the things I said I was going to do. So today's a perfect opportunity to begin again. Okay. If you need any help, please let me know. I'm happy to help. I really want you to win at your life. I want you to feel proud and inspired and excited and motivated. And I also want you to know that this is not a game of who's the most motivated and what do my physical results look like. This is an emotional, psychological, I'm going to change my thinking. I'm going to choose to love myself today because where I'm at today is worthy of being celebrated. You don't need to hit the benchmark. You don't need to have the weight loss goal. You don't need to look a certain way in order to be proud of who you're becoming, because it's those daily small actions that actually compound, the ones that are so easy to talk ourselves out of, that it doesn't really matter if I have a Snickers bar, if I drink a glass of wine instead of a cup of water. Those are very, very slippery little games we play with ourselves, and in the moment it may not have an impact, but the more we compound those things, it has a big impact in our lives. And on the flip side, one glass of water, a little extra sleep, listening to 5 minutes of personal development, pushing play for 5 minutes, showing up to your workout, holding space for meditation, prioritizing your self-care, those things by themselves can feel stupid and small and really insignificant. I don't have time for it. Girlfriend, if you don't have time for it, you need to make time. It's like the people who say they can't meditate are the ones who need it the most, right? Right. So I'm going to hop on a Zoom and do a little power pocket with Katie, help some people get some results, but that applies to all of you. So if you need some help, please let me know. As your coach, I can't do it for you, but I want to help. I want you to win. I want you to feel proud. This has changed my life. This has helped me pull me from dark places time and time again, when my marriage was failing, when we were moving, when I felt like I didn't belong anywhere, when I was suffering from postpartum depression, when I was in car accidents. Like, this thing, it's not just workouts, it's not just superfoods, it's community, it's tribe, it's impact, it's belonging. It is knowing that you matter and that you do make a difference. So I want that for you. If I can help, please message me. Otherwise, share how you win today. I hope you show up. I hope you do the thing. I hope you check the box. I hope you collect your wins, that you fill out the bingo thing, and that at the end of the day, you remember that your winning has nothing to do with the outcome. It all has to do with how you chose to show up today. And if today is messy, there's tomorrow. Cool? Cool.